I wanted to talk a little bit about gun violence.
Yeah.
Um, you know, there's yet another another rapper takeoff um from the group. I think the group.
So I
Um, unfortunately, he was gunned down
yes.
recently. And we're just we're mentioning him because he's a known celebrity, but there's a lot of gun violence that's going around almost every day to a point
Yeah.
where it's like you're afraid to, like, I'm even afraid to honk my horn when I'm
Yes.
driving because
Exactly.
someone can just come out with a gun and shoot. It's like,
Mhm.
what is this world going? It's really tough, and I think we as people, we need to pay attention to who we're voting for, and not just who we're putting in Congress or at the White House, but on our school boards, right? It goes even down to just in our
Mhm.
local communities, our HOA leaders. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of the laws that are being passed, they're going on so locally that we don't pay attention to it, and then when something happens, we're like, oh my gosh, well, what is
Mhm.
the president doing about
Yeah.
this? But no, we didn't vote for these local leaders within our communities that are making these drastic changes that are really affecting our daily lives
Yes. It's
you
scary.
know
We we really have to be proactive, in
hmm
that, as you say, who we vote for, and just knowing what is going on in our communities.
yeah,
Knowing your neighbors is important.
yeah,
Knowing the kids in your neighborhood, it's
hmm
always so important. Um, I know a lot of I've read about a lot of uh, this gun violence stemming also from bullying, which, I mean, as parents, if we're in a community and we see kids bullying another kid, we should be able to advise kids at least and be like, hey,
hmm
don't, it takes a community basically to educate the kids.
yeah,
I'm a mom. I'm
yeah,
not going to be watching kids bullying another kid and be like, oh, well, it's not my kid, so I don't care. No,
right,
I'm going to speak up. Um, and I feel like we just need more controls, more gun
yeah,
controls, and more,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I want to know, like, from our viewers, like, what are we doing to contribute to our communities, to our local communities? What are the best ways to even, excuse me, research, Um, how active are we? What are the steps that we're taking to be more active within the community, to be able to help prevent certain things? Are we letting our voices be heard? Our votes is our voice, and being able to use that voice within your own community, your own street, it's really important because, like I said, if there are people that we're voting in that are choosing what lunch our children are eating at school, what
Yeah.
different academics are being offered, what books they're reading. Now they're saying that they want to remove slavery from our textbooks and history books, and it's like that's a big part of this country, especially where we are. So there's so many things that are happening that we are not aware of, that we are either not aware of, or we're just not being active or proactive with. And I think that it's really important to try your best to get involved within your community. Find out who's working, who is your mayor, who is your governor, who is your HOA president, who is, you know what I'm saying?
True. Yes.
Just knowing that, being able to go to these different boards and understanding what's really happening, I think it's really, really important because there's so many changes that are happening that sometimes frightens me. I'm like, I don't know if I still want to be here once my daughter gets a little older. I need to find a different country to go to,
That's true. That's No, it is. It's really scary. It's just,
you know?
you can be walking on the street, and even. even just a stray bullet, maybe it was meant for someone else, and
Yeah,
then it, it's
yeah,
just it's scary. We can't live.
yeah,
Society can't be that bad, really.
yeah. It's like you're afraid to even have your kids play on the street because you don't
Yeah.
know, you
Uh-huh.
know? um it's becoming, I mean, I think, I don't want to say it's becoming, it's always kind of, it's getting worse. I feel
Yes.
like every day, by the day, it's getting worse. Like something is happening. I wake up every day, when I wake up, there's always something. Someone got shot, someone got shot, a kid gets shot. Our
Yeah.
schools, I have some of my other moms friends here that are like, they're gonna start homeschooling their children
Yeah.
just because everyone is panicking, everyone is tensed, everyone is afraid that, if my child goes to school today, what's gonna happen?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's
and
great.
yeah, and I think our schools are trying um to handle the situation, but I would really want to know, what can we do as a community?
Yeah.
What advices do you guys have out there? What research can you share with us, that can really
Idea.
help?
Yeah.
Ideas, yeah, that
Mhm.
can help with situations like this.
Yes, I think if everybody in their own little community is proactive, and it would help a lot if if we could all be proactive and just know what's going on in our
Yeah,
communities, be aware and stuff like that. I think it would help. But yeah, any ideas are welcome.
yeah,
Share ideas and share your thoughts. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
So,
how do you cope with stress?
woo!
Do you even still stress? Do
you
you
know,
allow yourself to still be stressed out?
oh my God. You know what? Stress, um, I feel like sometimes stress just attacks you like that without you even being aware. It's just like you wake up and then something happens and you're like, oh my gosh, my whole day is ruined, my whole life is ruined. I feel like, okay, first of all, I pray because
Mhm,
I feel like there is nothing I can go through without God in my life.
mhm.
I strongly believe that God has brought me where I am today. I mean,
Yes.
that's my own personal belief. I know there's
Right.
people who have their own beliefs, whatever works for you. But
Right.
for me, it's that. But I feel like time really has a way of uncluttering your stress.
Yes. Mhm.
Today, something will happen, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, how am I going to handle this? What am I going to do? My life is over. And then I'll sleep tonight, and tomorrow I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, but it is bad, but it's not that bad. And like three
Mhm.
days after, I'm like, oh, I thought that was really bad and my life was over, but hey, you know, I got
Yes.
through it, and guess what? I'm
Mm.
stronger. So,
Yes.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, I try not to stress, even though, to tell you the truth, it's like sometimes it's just like it's like a slap in your
It's
face,
like
like,
natural. Yeah. It happens.
oh my gosh, so, but
Yeah.
I think stress is a very, very natural response. How we deal with our stress is very important. It's important to always, no matter how bad anything seems, just put it in the back of your mind that it's gonna pass.
Mhm.
It will pass. It will pass. So
Yeah.
I think that helps.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I think I've been doing really good with that. Um, because I've come to a point in my life where I realized that we will not be here forever, especially after losing dear people in my life,
yeah.
especially after losing my uncle, seeing
Yeah.
him laying in that casket with his face looking like he's smiling. And I'm thinking to myself, he don't have to deal with this world's bull crap anymore.
Yeah.
He don't have to deal with bills or whatever. His story ends right there.
Yeah.
Now it's wherever the next world is taking him, that's where he is. But he doesn't
Exactly.
have to deal with what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
So with that, I've used kind of, in a funny way, it's kind of helped me learn how to manage life. So, like you said, sometimes something can come and just slap you in the face. I've learned how to, it happens. I'm like, I take a deep breath. I get a glass of wine. I drink my wine. I go to sleep. I
Yes.
wake up the next day. I work out because I will stay sexy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
work out, have a glass of coffee or tea, usually coffee. Then I talk to God. I sit for a second, and literally all I say to God is, "Do your will,"
Yeah.
because you know exactly what's gonna happen. You know exactly what my next prayer would be.
Mhm.
You know exactly what the next second will be. So just guide me and do as you will. And honestly, when I say that, it just release, and then I just figure out how to make it happen. I just somehow I taught myself that as long as I'm in this world, I got to deal with the BS that this world brings, but I will not kill myself in the midst of it, and I won't stress. So for me, like I mentioned in other shows, wine helps. I drink my wine. I mind my business. I find me a good show to watch. I try to not be too tense. I try to pace myself because I do so much. I have a lot going on in my life. But I've just learned that listen, I'm not superwoman, and some things will go as planned, some things won't go. Life will happen. I just take a deep breath and tackle things one step at a time.
Yes.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? I try to be like my mom. I try to not be too serious all the time.
Yeah.
If I do something and I feel like okay, maybe it shouldn't be done like that, or something happens, I take a step back. It's okay to take step backs, whether
Mhm.
it's with your career, whether it's with your business, whatever it is. Sometimes it's okay to take a step back, and I learned that. Take a step back. It's okay.
It's,
Breathe.
it's
Find room.
important.
Like it's important. Like me, it's what's important to me. I have to find room to just enjoy life. Whether it's smoking a little hookah, drinking my wine. I'm a foodie. I love to eat.
Yeah.
Taking me out to eat. Like I have to have time to just play.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what makes me happy. So even when I feel like something is becoming stressful, I take a step back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
take that
Oh,
literally,
that's
like
very
I
yeah.
literally take a step back. Even
Uh-huh.
if it's with work, I'm working on something and I feel like I'm not getting, you know what? I take a step back. Even if it
Yeah.
means, you know what? Let me take a 30-minute hour break or whatever. I take a step back
Yeah.
and try to revamp myself. And I do that honestly every day.
Yeah. And even just thinking, you know what? Sometimes we think we want something,
Hmm.
but there's something better in store for us. Or
Yes.
that thing that we want so much, it's not good for us, you know?
Yes.
And so I learned that everything is not good for me. Everything that I want is not necessarily good for me. So, exactly as you said, like you take a step back and you be like, is this really worth me stressing so much? Me, going through all this pain?
Hmm.
Maybe it's not even good for me. Maybe there's something better for me, Like you're
Right.
looking for a job, for instance, and you're all hyped up and oh yes, I'm gonna get this job. I've been to 2 or 3 interviews and I'm so
Hmm.
hopeful. And then they say, oh, we've got someone else. Maybe that job was not good for you. Keep
Yes.
looking, and
Hmm.
I can guarantee that the job that you will find, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I see it
Hmm.
seemed like such a terrible thing when I did not get that job, but now that I have this job, I understand that God's plan for me
It's
was
the
better
best
than
plan.
my own
Yes.
plan for myself.
Yeah,
And it
and
helps. Yeah.
yeah, and even if you were let go of a job, you might
Yes.
be in a job and you think you like it or whatever it is, and then you get let go. Don't think that's the end. There is a reason you're being let go, maybe for something better. So
Yes.
instead of allowing that to kill you and to stress you out and to put you in some type of mood, just thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God and let him guide you. Find something better. You know, Tyler Perry always says it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
Failure is good. Whatever your failure is, right? Whether you think your failure is losing a job or losing a marriage or losing a friend or losing a business or whatever it is, it's good to fail because you can't learn unless you fail. You got to
Exactly.
look at, why did I fail? What steps did I take maybe I shouldn't have taken, and then get up again. Don't let that failure keep you
Yeah.
down. Get
Uh-huh.
up again. Revamp
Yes.
yourself.
And
Now,
always
but
ask
yeah,
yourself, what did I learn from this failure?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Learning. Yes.
Yes.
What did I learn from it? And
It's
how can I be different this time? And how can I do better this
yeah.
time? I've learned, I knew, I've always been patient, but I've never been this patient with life.
Wow.
Honestly, just with life. Just learning how to pace myself, because whether if it's a dream that you have, that dream is yours. God put that dream in your head, in your
Yes.
mind, for a reason. It shall come to pass, even
Mm-hmm.
if it takes 10 years. Even, I mean, last night I actually just saw a post by Tyler Perry, wishing himself a happy 30th anniversary with his studio and all that stuff, and he showed different pictures on when he started and where he is, and he wrote something about your dream takes time. You know what I'm saying? So it
Wow.
and I believe that it takes
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
get to that level. And yes, some people, they get there while they're still young and vibrant. Some people get there in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It shall come to pass, and I believe that it will come at the right moment and at the very moment that God wants it to come for you,
Yes.
when
It
you are
definitely.
ready for it. Because
Definitely.
sometimes we think we're ready. We think we are ready for, you're ready for that $1 million.
Yeah.
Think about how many people got the $1 million and ended up dying,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
ended up losing it right away.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready for your blessing to come
Yes.
to pass. So
Mm-hmm.
take your time, pace yourself,
Yeah.
listen to your intuition, listen to the voice of God in your intuition. Take it one step at a time, and in the meanwhile, do what you love. Don't
Yeah.
kill yourself. Oh no.
Exactly. I always say I'm going through orientation
Yes.
until until I'm ready to start my new position that God
Yes.
has for me, because
Yes.
yeah, that's just how life is. Like, you can't just jump into something and be successful and be no, you have to be prepared, you have to be ready. And we always think we're ready. Like,
Mm,
everybody thinks, "Oh yeah, I'm ready." But do you really know what you need to be ready? So,
yeah.
yeah, so
And that's the
patience
thing, you don't
is
know. Only God knows.
yeah, only
And
God knows.
and you might think that your life is supposed to be one way. You might think that your life is supposed to be this one way, this thing, this way. That is what is I'm called to do. This is how my life is supposed to go. When God has a total different plan for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
would surprise you. It would be great. But in the meantime, pace yourself. Tomorrow is
Yes.
not promised, but God is with us.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh gosh, it's always so nice talking to you.
I know, I love it. It's like a therapy session when you and I
Yeah,
talk. I
yeah.
swear, every time we get together and we have our little conversation, it's like you preaching to yourself, and it's like a
Yeah.
therapy session.
Like,
You're
you're
like, oh
reminding yourself,
yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, I actually needed to hear that. even though it's coming from yourself, you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
actually I can do
yeah.
that for sure.
Saying it out loud. Oh my gosh, this was awesome. And hey, listen,
Yeah,
everyone watching, again, these are two chicks, two
yeah,
moms, two people that
hmm,
love each other and that just like to
yeah,
talk. And we'll
hmm,
share this with the world. If you have any
yeah.
comments, please
We
go
don't
ahead.
know everything, so
Nope.
please help us out here. Comment, positive
Yeah.
comments, please.
Constructive criticisms only.
Yes,
Uh, we are speaking from personal experiences, personal lives, and we're just being, honest, truthful, and just, chilling with it. And it is what it is.
yep, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe our next show will be when I'm in DC. We'll talk offline about this. I'll tell you
Yes.
the date, and
Okay.
we'll do something fun. Please comment. Let us know ideas. Whatever you want us to talk about,
Yes.
cover. If we talked about something that you feel like we don't have the facts, please let us know. We are thick skinned, constructive criticisms only. And thank you
Yes.
so much for watching.
Thank
And
you. Thanks,
it was
everyone.
fun.
Hmm. Very much
Until
so.
next time.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye bye.